At the end of July, millions of Americans are set to lose $600 of extra unemployment money each week. In Washington, some lawmakers want to keep that money coming, while others suggest a, quote, back-to-work incentive. I talked with financial professional Mike Kojonen tonight to break down these proposals and offer some advice on planning for the future. Okay, Mike, we'll start with the first question. We know some people are getting unemployment, at least at the state level. What is maybe especially the federal government doing to help people with unemployment?
Well, as of right now, at the end of March, the CARES Act was signed. As unemployment hit record numbers and we fell into that recession, Donald Trump signed the CARES Act, which is $2.2 trillion, which did a couple of things. It gave those stimulus checks to adults who qualified income-wise. You had to fall in that income guidelines, $1,200 per adult and $500 for each child, which was great for those. But also, it extended unemployment benefits from the standard 26 weeks to 39 weeks. And it gave additional $600 per week to those unemployment benefits. But those checks are going to expire here July 31st. We got just about one more month left.
It's crazy how much time has passed since this all began. I'm sure lawmakers now are starting to have different evolving ideas of how to help Americans financially. So what are some of those ideas that are on the table now?
Yeah, the big one is right now the HEROES Act. It passed the House. It has yet to pass the Senate yet. And that's a $3 trillion bill that's been proposed. A couple of things they're talking about with that HEROES Act is extending that $600 paycheck, unemployment paycheck, through the end of the year instead of July. And then also another round of stimulus checks. So that we don't believe it's going to pass as is. Unfortunately, there's others that are, unfortunately or unfortunately, depends where you're at, but others are saying, let's give incentives to go back to work. So instead of extending that out through the end of the year, what if we give a cash bonus to those who find new work? And so I don't think it's going to pass as is. They're going to have to modify it, but something will get done this summer. I know that.
Okay. And without knowing what Congress will eventually agree to, is there anything in particular maybe we can do right now to prepare ourselves financially? Those people who are looking at the calendar, wondering when that money will run out, if more money might show up?
Right. We talk about budget a lot, but again, this is really a huge topic, and take it serious. That gives you that financial security in a very unsecure time that we're in, unprecedented time to do that budget. And what a perfect time of the month to do it, because we're at the end of June right now. So go online and look at your debit cards, your checking account. What have you spent for the month? Your credit cards. Add up all your expenses and all in the income. Then hopefully you're in the black. Hopefully you're not falling short every month. If you are, you're going to have to cut out something. And the easiest ones usually to cut out is entertainment, dining out, and that type of entertainment budget. What I'm really recommending right now is look at doing a secondary budget for those who are unemployed, because what if that $600 check does not continue here in a month? You should do a secondary budget to make sure you have enough funds to get through.
So just essentially preparing for that money to go and knowing how you're going to adjust your expenses going forward.
Yeah, you have to plan ahead. It shouldn't be caught by surprise if this $600 has a bump in the road and July and maybe the new one doesn't pass till September. You have a month or two that you're really lean and tight.
Mm-hmm. And especially when some people might have even been using that money to maybe save a little bit. Is that another aspect people need to focus on in general, how they're saving, whether or not they've been getting that money from unemployment checks as well?
Yeah, saving, another thing I've been a big talker about for the years is telling my clients and others to have, while you're working, a big reserve account. 3 to 6 months of your expenses should be sitting in cash. I know some people don't like that because it's not earning enough. I said, that's not the point of that. It's that peace of mind money. Or while you're retired, 6 to 12 months of your expenses while retired. Now, this is the perfect time to be using that money, because if you're falling short, we don't want you to if you're unemployed, to be taking that money from your IRAs and 401ks. I mean, that's a last resort. And I know the CARES Act allows you to take up to $100,000 without penalty now if you're under 59 and a half. But again, that's last resort. This is the best time to be taking money out of your cash because it's not fluctuating with the market, because the market lost 34.5%. And we're down today, as of Friday, we're down still a little over 11%. You have to remember, if your money lost 30%, maybe you're not the same level of risk as the S&P 500 or Dow Jones. But if you lost 30%, it has to come back 43% to get your money back to even. So we have yet to do that. So this is a time to be taking money out of your cash that you've already paid taxes on to allow the market to recover before you access that. And the same thing for retirees as well. We've been telling our retirees to do the same. Pull the money from cash reserves, money you've already paid taxes on, to allow the market to recover before you access that. Otherwise, you're just compounding the problem. You're locking in losses. Just like you sell a house in a down market, you're selling your investments in a down market. We don't want you to do that.
And not to ask if you can predict the stock market, it was just a couple weeks ago. We had the incredible jobs report, and we saw a boost. And then now we're seeing the rumblings of coronavirus cases picking up around the country, right when people were maybe thinking about traveling again. You know, how do you advise people to navigate how things are changing, it seems, by the week right now?
It is changing by the week, and that doesn't mean you don't stop investing. First of all, if you are working or you keep investing, and if you can increase those contributions, because when the market's lower than it was, that's a good time to buy. And so keep pressing on. We can't control what's going to happen in the market, but we know long term. When we look at history, when we go through some recessions and some drops in the market, it comes back and always comes back stronger. So we know long term, if you have time on your side, just put your head down and grind and don't worry about it.
All right, Mike, as always, thank you for this sound financial advice.
Thanks, Jeff.